Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode number 13 of Dirt with the Doll. Today, we're hanging out in the dollhouse with none other than Eugene, Nick Dinsmore. How are you today?
I'm doing very good. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's so nice to officially meet you. You are in sunny Florida. I'm a little envious. I feel like I see sunshine behind you.
Yeah, it's only 76 degrees here today.
I'm in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. So, it's like we're in Celsius. So, minus 17 today. Very,
Yeah.
very mucky out there. You were here about this time last year, I believe, on a tour with Real Canadian Wrestling, and I had just missed you.
Yes.
How did you survive our weather?
It wasn't bad when I was there.
No?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't really bad. I had good people taking care of me, so it was fun.
Right. Yeah. Do you have a lot of experience with Canada or
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Winnipeg used to be my home away from home.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I used to do a lot of shows. I've done a lot of shows up there, and I've wrestled all over Canada. It's beautiful, awesome country.
That's awesome. So you're originally from Kentucky?
Yeah, I was born in Lexington. I grew up in the Louisville, Kentucky area.
Wow. How long have you been in Florida for?
Uh, December of 2023.
Okay, so not too long. And were you in Kentucky the whole time before that?
No, I've lived in all kinds of places. I was in South Dakota before that. I was in Sioux Falls
Right on.
before I moved here.
I was excited to see if I could hear your accent.
It comes out sometimes.
Yeah. And so you're originally trained by Nightmare Danny Davis.
Yes.
I didn't actually really know that he was a wrestler. I knew that he was a referee, and I knew he had a match.
Wrong guy.
WrestleMania.
Wrong guy.
Sorry, wrong
Wrong
guy.
guy. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm an idiot.
So Nightmare Danny Davis was he trained in Memphis,
Yeah.
or not Memphis, but in Tennessee. And then he broke out in Continental, which was Pensacola area for uh, the Tennessee Stud Robert and the Fuller brothers. I'm sorry, I can't remember that. Ron and Robert Fuller. Um, but then he came to Calgary for a long time, and he wrestled up there.
Okay. Gosh, I'm gonna have to look up his picture now.
Yeah,
But the referee was Danny Davis, wasn't
yeah.
it?
There was a
Oh,
Danny
that's
Davis
why I
referee.
got it
Yeah,
confused. Pardon me.
it's
All
okay.
right. So OVW was where you really started your wrestling career. Does that hold a special place promotion?
Yeah, absolutely. I graduated high school in '94, and I started pro wrestling in 1996.
Wow.
Um, and then I wrestled for the USWA promotion like the last couple weeks before it died in '97. I wrestled a couple shots with WCW in '98 and '99, and then I got hired by WWE at the end of '99.
Did you do wrestling throughout high school or junior
Yeah.
high?
Yeah,
Yeah.
since the sixth grade, I was an amateur wrestler. I wanted to be an amateur wrestler because I knew I wanted to be a pro wrestler.
Right on. That makes sense. When you went to WWE, whose idea was the character of Eugene?
It was my idea.
Yeah.
The idea of the character was given to me by another guy that helped me on my career training wise was the hustler Rip Rogers. Rip's son has autism, and like that at that point he was a kid 4, 5, 6 years old, and I guess he wasn't very social in school. But Rip gave me the idea of a wrestler that might not be very social in the background, but in the locker room. But whenever he gets in the ring, he could do stuff that he saw on TV perfect and flawlessly. Because
Right.
that at the time in OVW, that's what I was known for was wrestling, Mr. Wrestling, and I just kind of converted it into a Rain Man type idiot savant character.
Right. Well, with autism, and I'm sure back then people didn't know as much about it, but they're very, very intelligent. So that would make sense that what he's studying on TV, he could replicate in the ring and surprise people. What was the preparation like, kind of heading into this character to make sure that you were authentic and respectful?
They asked me, so Rip gave me the idea sometime mid 2003, and I put the idea in the back of my head, and then the agents came down. And I remember it was Arn Anderson, and I pitched the idea to him like 3 months later, and Arn's like, we're more reality based now. We don't do gimmicks like that. So I said, okay. So I put it in the back of my head. Another couple of months go by, and the writers came down. The writers didn't come down to OVW often. So I pitched it to one of the writers, and he says, oh, Vince would never do a character like that. Okay. So I'd seen a lot of guys come to OVW that were from somewhere else, might be married, might not, might bring their family with them, might not, but they didn't like not being at home. You know what I mean? Having to
Yeah.
relocate to Louisville. Louisville's not bad, but if it's not your home and your family is somewhere else, it can be difficult. So they would
Right.
complain, and the next thing would happen is they would get called up to the main roster. So I tell people that I train, when I do train people, that the squeaky wheel gets the oil. So at some point at the end of 2003, beginning of 2004, I told Doug Basham, I said, I think I'm going to quit and try to go to Japan. But I didn't know anybody in Japan. I had no way to get there. I mean, internet was still in its infancy. You
Yeah.
know, like it wasn't as easy as it is now to reach out and try to get a hold of someone for that company. But I told Doug told Dean Malenko, Dean tells Johnny Ace. Next thing I know, in February of '04, I'm sitting in a meeting with Vince McMahon and Stephanie was there. And Vince goes, I want to get back to character based wrestling. And I just pitched out the idea of a character. So he's mulling it over. The Rain Man of wrestling. He didn't actually say Rain Man because I don't think he knows what Rain Man was, but it sounds better for the story. But he was
Yeah.
like mulling it over. And Austin had come back to do a Saturday Night's Main Event, I think to promote one of his movies. Austin walks into Vince's locker room. Vince goes, Steve, you ever seen this guy wrestle? So Austin, he looks down his nose, right? Looks, I don't think so. I said, well, Nightmare Danny Davis trained me. And he goes, well, you're probably one of the best. And Vince goes, all right, great. We'll start on Monday. Now, we didn't actually start the very next Monday, but they wanted me to do the character at a live event first. I literally showed up to the live event. I didn't have a costume. I had an old ring jacket, like the Ribera style, but not with
Yep.
Ribera on it, the ring
Yep.
jacket. Um, and Rob Conway had a pair of trunks that he would give the seamstresses to make a pattern off of. And it was the blue trunks that I ended up wearing. And I had boots, and I was in St. Louis, and I wrestled Lance Cade before I was ever on TV. And if any unknown wrestler goes to a WWE live event and is wrestling a WWE guy, the other guy's always going to get booed. No matter if the WWE guy is a heel or babyface on TV, the unknown guy always gets booed. They were chanting Eugene's name at the end of the match because Lance Cade knew how to wrestle with a gimmick. I got beat. They're chanting my name, and I come back, and Hunter and Stephanie was there, and Fit was there, and they're all standing ovation. And Hunter says, "You embrace the character." So I don't really know. Like now, the guys in NXT would do a character study and find out what archetype character are you, or blends of archetype character are you. I didn't really have any of that. I just thought when I see children react to wrestling, or when I remember watching wrestling, kids get excited, or they get scared, or they get nervous,
Yeah.
And I just tried to turn all those facials and emotions up to 11 and just go over the top. And at the time, the brands were split, Raw and SmackDown. So I knew that they didn't have a kids character on one of the. They had Rosie and Hurricane with only two kids type characters. So I knew that one brand didn't have a kids character, and I wanted to be a sympathetic underdog comedy babyface because nobody was really that.
Yeah.
Even Hurricane and Rosie were superheroes. They were still tough. Nobody was the guy that got picked on and got beat up. But then when it happens, it's this. I want to do the Jerry Lawler comeback.
That's so amazing. I had no idea you came up with the gimmick yourself. Do you think like a lot of people had that power to like pick their own character back then, or was that kind of a rare opportunity for yourself?
I think some guys could because that same day I had a meeting. The guy Mike Bucci that became Simon Dean had a meeting. Matt Weesey that became Luther Reigns had a meeting, and Tyson Tomko had a meeting, and they all pitched those characters, and they all became it. But I think my situation was I've been under developmental for 5 years, 5 years, and that's kind of a long time at the time for developmental talent. Although I was making considerably less than everybody else, I feel like I got hired to be a crash test dummy for the WWE guys, because when the developmental system came to OVW, it was Cena, Batista, Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar, Victoria, Shelton, and the more experienced guys. There was just a handful of us were the ones that were in there wrestling with them. But regardless, when I went to TV, I felt like they thought we need to give this person a chance and see if it works. If not, they're just releasing, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
luckily, I had enough experience by that point. That was '04, so I had eight years of experience, um, and it worked out well. I also
Yeah.
had the fortune of being put with as a relative of Eric Bischoff, so that kind of
Yes.
gave Eugene credibility.
I was gonna say I watched your debut on Raw, and it was so cute. Actually, I thought it was adorable.
And then they paired me with William
With
Regal, who was
Regal.
coming back, which he's the reason that Eugene became like a star. I mean, he's the one that made it. And then Brian Gerwick, the one who wrote a lot of the rock stuff, he could write for the character, and it was just.
What was the feedback like from the fans? Like, it sounds like mainly positive. Like the kids really enjoyed it. Was it more than just the kids?
The first couple weeks that Eugene was just appearing on Raw before I had my first match,
Yeah.
the fans really, I don't know if they were really sure, like, what's WWE doing now?
Yeah.
But then when I had the first match and I won, that's when they go, okay, it's an underdog story. And,
Yeah.
and that's when the signs started showing up, and they came out with the T-shirt, and they came out with the teddy bear, and they came out with the action figure. The best part about having your own action figure is you get to play with yourself in public.
Right. That's awesome. So going through your wrestling history, I also saw that you got to wrestle as Doink the Clown a couple of times.
Yeah,
How was
yeah.
that for you?
I was before I was on TV, and it was cool to be able to do it because I could go out there and just goof off more or less. I did it I did Doink in the JBL had a barroom brawl, and I think it was Vengeance 2002, which right in front of the stage, I don't know if you saw, but they had a big bar set, and there was like all kinds of beating up and glass bottles getting broken and all that. But then they kept me around for Tuesday, which was when they taped SmackDown, and I wrestled Benoit on TV as Doink the Clown.
It's so wild. Was that a highlight for you? Were you a fan of Doink growing up, or
Uh, it
because
was a
there was
highlight, yes. I wasn't necessarily a huge fan, but
yeah,
I never hated Doink. I think Doink
yeah,
should be in the WWE Hall of Fame. I mean, because
yes,
that character is instantly recognizable. It's been on, it could be on, it's been on TV for what, 35, 40 years. It's
yeah.
always a fan favorite. They could bring the merchandise back tomorrow and they would sell a bunch.
So how would the crowd react when they're like, because I don't know, they probably tell differences of height and stature, and are they like, that's not the real Doink, or do they just go with it?
Uh, when I was on, well, the Matt Bourne passed away at some point. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
So it's
I
just
don't
like
even
a
remember.
resurgence of Doink
Yeah.
at that time.
Because after Matt Bourne quit, fired, got released, whatever, then Ray Apollo did it. For a while, I think Steve Kern did it. There's been like 7 or 8 guys that have put on the face paint, and I think I'm one of them. But I think they should all be inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame for the Doink character.
Absolutely. You should all be up there.
Contribute, my contribution to the character.
Yeah. I actually just met Ray. Was that in June in Montreal at a convention there?
Yeah, good guy.
Yeah, super nice.
Super cool.
So you spent some time in WCW as well. Throughout all the promotions, who was like your biggest ally, do you think? Did you have someone that?
Oh, you mean like good friend?
Yeah.
Well, Rob Conway and Doug Basham and Danny Basham, we all started in OVW together. So there was a camaraderie between us. But then also John Cena, because he was with
Really?
us for several years. But then when I got on the road, I started riding with William Regal. And then Tajiri got in the vehicle with us. So it'd be Eugene would be driving, and I'd pull into a building, the fans would be there, and I wouldn't get out of control with the car, but just kind of a little bit, and I'd stop, and Eugene would jump out and go, I just got my driver's permit. And Regal would come out faking the heart attack, and Tajiri's swearing in Japanese.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it was fun.
Good times. So did you ever make it to Japan after all?
Yeah, after I got released, Tajiri brought me over there for 2 shows for I think it was a Smash promotion, which was a little bit more WWE-esque for compared to Japanese wrestling, but it was really cool. It was really fun.
Yeah. Have you been over lots?
Just
to Japan?
twice. Just twice.
Just twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would love to go. Did you love it? Like the food
Yes.
and culture?
Absolutely. It was, and the thing is the time difference is so different. I was up all night.
Right.
And they put me in Shinjuku, which I guess is maybe the nightlife or the gambling or I don't know, but it was live all night long, and I had to take the map with me because I had no idea where I was.
Yeah. Get lost easily, poor Eugene.
Yeah, but it was really cool, and the food was good.
Yeah. Which promotion and like character have you enjoyed the most that you did and throughout your whole career? Was Eugene
Oh,
your favorite?
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Eugene's what made me famous, and what made me a star. So
Yeah. Was WWE your time in WWE your favorite then?
um, I mean, it's definitely a highlight. But
Yeah.
I got I got released in '07, and I started on the independents, and I've done that pretty much the whole time. Minus I got rehired for a bit in '09, and then I was a coach at the Performance Center from 2013 to 2015. But I mean, I really enjoy doing independence because there's no stress.
Yeah,
It's
totally.
easy.
You
It's
can
just
say
easy.
no. Yeah, it's not like
Yeah.
you can be home if you want,
Yeah.
not on the road as much.
And luckily Eugene's still been over in all the matches I've had, so it's not like I'm an unknown guy going in there having to get myself over with the crowd.
That's perfect. You found a lifelong gimmick. If there was another gimmick out there, any like old past or present that you think you could rock, who would it be? Like say if it the Bushwhackers or
I
Shawn
got a, I
Michaels.
got an idea for a like a Kentucky Colonel Southern gentleman, like Robert Fuller did it for a little bit, but almost
Yeah.
like a what was the big chicken on the cartoons? Well, I say son. What is it, like
Um
Foghorn
like
Leghorn?
Sam, what's his name?
Yeah, Foghorn Leghorn, but like a Southern. I don't want to say racist, but that
Yeah.
the dress with the gimmick tie and all that,
That
almost
would be
almost
fun.
a Southern preacher.
Yeah. You
You
got to
know?
try it. Maybe Halloween or something.
Oh, Halloween! I've got a Macho Man costume.
Nice. I can see it. The
So
bandana.
it was about 2015. I was living in Sioux Falls, and someone messaged me and said, "Will you get your what's the person that marries people? What's that called? The minute not a
Pastor?
minister, not a pastor, but a
Priest?
certified
Oh, ordained. Ordained.
ordained minister. Will you get your, which is like $40 or $50? Will you get ordained as a minister to wed these two wrestling fans?
Yeah.
So, but they wanted me to do it as Macho Man Randy Savage, the NWO Black and White Macho Man Randy Savage.
Is this in
So
Vegas?
no, it was in Iowa. I can't remember the town, but it was like July, and it was blazing hot, and it was outdoors, and all the bridesmaids had like big, thick dresses on. It was at somebody's house, and they had
Yeah.
some chairs. It was a really nice setup, but all the dudes had three-piece suits, and they were just sweating. And there I was in spandex, and with the big cowboy hat. So I was kind of protected from the sun. But there's
Yeah.
pictures of Macho Man, Randy Savage, NWO marrying this couple outdoors.
Oh my goodness. That is hilarious. And those are their wedding photos for life. And you didn't know them?
What?
You didn't know these people?
No. They reached out to me.
That's so funny. I love that. So you had your own wrestling promotion 15 to 2021. It was
Yep.
Midwest All Pro Wrestling.
Yep.
What did that promotion mean to you?
Oh, that was so much fun. Like
Yeah.
I wrestled at OVW when it was a training school that had a couple shows, and as they grew, I mean, I wasn't leading anybody, but I was there watching it. Watching Nightmare Danny Davis run the business and expand the territory, I guess you would say. And I always just wanted to start my own. And it was so much fun. It was I started my own business and it did well, but the COVID and life kind of derailed it a little bit.
Oh, I
So
guess, yeah, 2020.
yeah, but it was really fun. We're running shows and there was no independent wrestling in South Dakota, zero. I didn't believe it because there's independent wrestling in every city I've been to, but there wasn't. The closest
Yeah.
one was 3 hours south in Omaha. So I went down to Omaha and worked a show for those guys, and I saw a group of guys, so I started bringing them up. And on my first show, I got two kids to sign up for the training center. On the second show, those two kids on the training center wrestled their first match. Then I had six sign up. So I just progressively started getting more and more students, and I used just the students if I could, and not so much outside talent because the training center the shows were for the students more or less. But
Yeah.
it was really cool. It was an awesome experience.
Do you have any names that I would know that trained under you that like went up to WWE or anything?
Not yet.
No.
Yeah,
Are you still training?
I do seminars, but I don't necessarily have a school or whatnot.
No school anymore.
Yeah.
So no longer owning the promotion, and besides wrestling, what are some of your other passions? Music?
No, I try to do stand-up comedy. I wrote some unemployment jokes, but none of them work.
You'd be good at that.
I did it a couple of times as an open mic night. I've done it here. I haven't done it in probably a month or so, but it's fun. I see a lot of people up there very nervous, and I'm just
Mhm.
absolutely, I do pretend oiled up phony fighting in my underwear with other men. I don't get
Yeah.
embarrassed about I can talk about whatever. I
You
don't
could
know if
do
nobody.
improv. Have you tried improv?
All Eugene was improv.
Yeah, exactly. You'd be
Like,
great at that.
it was funny when Regal and I would travel together, and when we were out in public, I would try to make him laugh. And one day we were doing a media day, and we're walking up to a door with the representative from the Adobe office, which I don't know who it was. But it was a woman, and he was like, "Eugene, what have I told you about?" He wanted me to open the door for her, but I don't remember what he said. So there was a plant and a planted gimmick right by the door, and I uprooted the plant and opened the door and had like there's a flower. And like that's the only time I ever made him like really crack. He just he lost it. I'm just trying to make him laugh all the time.
So I got to know, being in Florida, if you ever go to the original Hooters that's in Clearwater. I used to be a Hooters girl, so that's why I got to know. Whenever I travel anywhere, I like to check out the different Hooters.
Yeah, I haven't been to it, but I've driven past it several times. But then there's another one, not the original, but another one right on the beach, like right down from Hogan's Hangout and his
Yeah,
beach shop and all that.
right on. I'll definitely have to go. Is there anything you really love that people think are weird? For example, I love cold chicken wings.
Huh.
Yeah, I'll order my wings. I'll let them sit till they're cold because they're less messy.
Yeah, yeah.
Love it.
I love the TV show Cheaters. That's like my what's it called? Guilty pleasure.
Is
The
it a
TV show.
reality show? I haven't heard of it.
It's an older one, and it's like if a couple and one of them thinks them cheating, so they have the private eye follow them around, and they always find them
Oh yeah.
cheating, and then they bust them when they're with the other person. And it's like it's almost Jerry Springer-esque. I mean it gets physical, but they're probably 20 years old, but I still watch those.
Oh,
I
okay.
like
Are
those.
they based out of the States? Or
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Nothing like trash television. That's why we love wrestling, right?
Absolutely.
So you have a YouTube channel, Eugene Behind the Scenes. How did this
Yep.
come about?
I know I got a good buddy named Vaughn Lilas, and he does the Hustler Rip Rogers YouTube channel, podcast, TV show, whatever it is. And he wants to collaborate with me. So we try to put out shows every week. I'm not always the most consistent on getting material for the shows, and I'm kind of free spirited, but we got a lot of them recording, and they're fun. I'm trying to in my head I want to write a book of my career,
You
but
should.
I'm doing like each chapter or each story or each raw. I'm trying to remember some story about each particular trip and just come up with it. So it's just
And then
slow.
you feature it on your YouTube, like that you're
If
kind
it's
of
if
just
it's
like
yeah, if it's
reenacting
good
or
enough, yeah.
yeah. Well, that's good. How long have you been doing that for?
We might be out for 2 years now, something like that.
Does
Like
it help you feel connected to your fans? Is it
I mean, I
or
just
is it
like
more
doing
for
it.
yourself?
I just like I'm just a class clown. I'm just a class clown. The ham, you know what I mean? I just showing off. But I did a story recently. Regal and I were doing a media day, and we were at a TV show, a TV channel early in the morning to do live TV. And a woman and this group walked in behind us into the green room area, and they were going to be on a segment after us. And I'm looking at the woman, I'm like, gosh, she looks familiar. It was Sarah Ferguson, the ex Duchess of York.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? She
I
was
think
on she like she was on Weight Watchers, and that's what she was doing there. She was promoting Weight Watchers, but she was uh Prince Andrew's ex-wife, the ex-Prince Andrew's ex-wife.
okay.
But she crossed at the time I was injured. I was working injured. I had an arm sling on, so she crossed the
Yeah.
room to come and ask poor little Eugene what was wrong with his arm. So I
Oh,
did a big story about how the Duchess of York crossed the room to come talk to me.
ah, that's cute.
But Regal was really apprehensive and like I never seen him be nervous. And I asked him why, and he said the working class is not allowed to approach the royalty. So I immediately said, "This is my friend William. He's from England, and we got a picture. He put it in his book. It was really cool." I didn't find out until about 2 months ago that when he was on WCW on a live show, Mean Gene, it was interviewing him and asked him something about the Justice of York, and he just threw out a line that he made up on the spot, something about he was with her, but it was like a blown out fireplace or something like that. I mean, just kind of a dig. But and then he went on to talk about whatever the angle was. He got a Turner WCW got a letter from the palace,
Oh, wow.
and he insinuated like it was already all the way to the top, which means it came from the Queen, that he was never to speak her name ever again. And there he was with the picture with her. So it was kind of like he was excited to
You
get
didn't
it,
know.
but yeah, she didn't
That's
have
why
a
he was
clue.
like, don't talk to her. Are you still good friends with Regal?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't talk to him all the time, but anytime we see
He's
each other,
busy.
yeah.
Is he in Florida too? I know so many of you wrestlers live out there.
I'm fairly busy. I mean, I got a straight job here on the beach, just getting tan a little bit and hanging out. And I wrestle two to three weekends a month if I want to, four if I want to.
Oh, that's great.
But
Oh,
I've been going over to Europe and the UK. I've had
yes.
two big trips over there. So
Oh, sorry. No, I thought you were saying you were going to for the love of wrestling, but you're not. No, you're going to be at the big event though. I saw in March
right,
in New
yeah,
York. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm hopefully gonna get on that as well. So I'll be able to
cool.
meet you there. Yeah, I'm going to New Jersey in a couple of weeks for the '80s Wrestling Con. Super excited
The
about that.
80s wrestling con sounds cool, but New Jersey, I'm sorry.
I've never been. Not a fan.
No. Yeah, it's okay. I base New Jersey on Newark, which is just like very industrial
Yeah.
from what I've seen, and the highways don't make sense, and it's like it's a little overwhelming for me. But
Well, do you like Philadelphia?
yeah, I've been to
Okay,
the
'cause I love
Rocky
Philadelphia.
statue, and I've been to the cheesesteak place where they put cheese whiz on your cheesesteak.
Yeah, they do that everywhere. So, do you have any special fan stories, like maybe your character really spoke out to them, or
Mhm.
yeah,
Okay, so when Eugene first started, nobody ever came out against me, but there were some media outlets saying, "What is WWE doing now with this character?"
yeah,
But like I said, after I had the first match, that kind of went away, and Eugene got over. I was at an autograph signing 2 or 3, 4 years ago in Tennessee, and a boy, he was 22 years old, came up to me and got the picture with Eugene, got the autograph 8x10, but handed me his phone, and the phone was a text from his mother to me. And it was this is Rich. Rich has always been the weird kid in school, but when his father wasn't around, she was going to school and working and raising 3 kids, and I think he was the oldest, and he had high functioning autism, Asperger's, and at a time when his life was really difficult in school, Eugene came on TV, and it gave him inspiration. And I still get teared up about it. I couldn't. I'm standing there at the autograph sign reading this, and I'm just crying. So I had him text it to me. We're good friends on Facebook now, but and
oh, I
I've
love
tried to
that.
read it in some videos, and I would still cry.
Oh,
About a year ago, maybe a little bit more. Not Eric Bischoff on his podcast, not the 83 Weeks podcast, but it was like the Patreon supplemental podcast. He said, you might have said this on 83 Weeks, but he was ashamed that he was involved in the Eugene angle. Like with the current climate, he didn't say current climate, but you know what I mean, like the way reality is today. But he called me right after and said, "Hey, I want to talk about this, what I said." So he brought me on the next day. I said,
mhm.
"Okay." I sent him the text from the mom. He started crying. And I was like, "See, Eugene did good. It wasn't a bad angle. We never made fun of
Yeah,
Eugene. He always
no,
won, you know."
yeah, and like it just takes that couple of people to that character spoke to, and look, it still makes you tear up today. Like it makes it all worth it, and relatable for some people that aren't like everyone else on TV.
I've gotten way much more positive affirmation from brothers, sisters, dads. You know, my
Good.
younger brother is special, and once he saw Eugene, he knew he could do anything. You know,
Oh,
I feel like now some people online will say I did something wrong. Like you make fun of special people, but all those people are so much younger. They never saw Eugene on TV. They haven't seen
yeah,
any of it. They just hear about Eugene was a special character. Oh, you shouldn't do that.
yeah.
What makes me
Are,
think what makes me think is like what I hear is you don't want that section of society represented in this art. Why not?
right.
Every person should be represented or could be, you know.
Yeah. You're doing a great job, and you've been doing it a long time, so it's working. What type of music do you like? Do you like music?
Yeah. I like classic rock, some country music. I don't necessarily listen to the current radio.
Yeah,
I probably got about 150 songs that I just listen to over and over again.
nice. 70s rock your favorite, or
Some of it, yeah.
I like 70s.
I like Jesse's Girl.
Oh, that's such a good song. Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you have, oh, sorry, no, I already asked that question. Looking back at your life as a whole, what are you most proud of? And what do you wish to leave behind as your legacy?
Um, I don't know what I'm most proud of. I mean, I guess achieving Eugene, the boyhood dream of wanting to be a pro wrestler and then achieving it.
I mean, you've had a very long career, so that in itself is
Mhm.
to be proud.
I don't know what's next though. Easy come, easy go.
Well, conventions, lots of conventions. Hit them all up as much as you can. That's what I'm trying to do. Like, we don't have that here in Canada. So it's like, I got to go to the States.
Yeah.
There's just so much more opportunity there with all the conventions that you guys have. So, and lots in Florida too.
I think the Hustler Rip Rogers is going to be at that 80s convention.
Oh, I'll have to check that out. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
I believe I saw he posted his picture.
Okay, that'll be awesome. If your life was a movie, which one would it be and why?
Oh, I'd probably be some Jim Carrey comedy, I guess. I don't know which one.
My cat is saying hello. Do you guys have animals?
I used to have a dog. I used to have two dogs.
Yeah.
My sweet pea has a cat that attacked me. So,
Oh, do you still have a cat? Or not
well,
anymore?
no, she lives in Wales. She lives in the UK. When I was over
Does
there,
she?
and
Wow. She's Welsh.
it was an indoor cat, about a year old, and it got out. So I tore up after it, and I probably came at it too aggressively, and it bit me a couple of times.
Yeah, this one's a little bitey.
It took like about a month before it really would even talk to me, before she would even talk to me again.
What is her name? Because Welsh people have very unique names.
Angharad is my sweet pea. The cat's
Yeah,
name is Sky.
yeah. My name is Welsh, Bronwyn. Yeah, yeah. So I have a few fan questions. So what was the working environment like in WWE at the time of your debut?
So for me, I think it was very different than anybody else because, like I said, all the people that had been on TV for the past two-ish, not all of them, but a large majority of the guys that came through OVW, I was friends with, and I helped train them. So it's not like I came into an environment where everybody's looking at me going, "Oh, is this guy trying to take our spot?" It was I came into an environment with finally Nick's here, because everybody kept saying he needs to be up there. And just it didn't have the character until it just really what happened was I got kind of not bored, but I don't want to say I became so good at wrestling, but I just would go out there and try to entertain at training the people in the class doing comedy.
Yeah,
And just got to a point where I would just see how much I could get away with, sometimes at the live events, but more there, and just ridiculous. And it just kept forming this character, I guess.
yeah. And that was kind of after the Attitude Era, right? When they were
Yeah, I think they say
trying to do
Attitude
something
Era might
different.
end in 02-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started in 04, TV in 04.
Wow. I would have been like 19 then, 20. What's your favorite home cooked meal?
Oh, wow. I don't know. That's never been asked that question before. I'm a fan of breakfast. Like I like
Yeah.
pancakes, blueberry pancakes, the protein blueberry pancakes, maybe egg omelet.
Will you eat breakfast at night? Are you one of those people?
Yeah, I can. I
Any
will.
time of day?
Yeah,
Okay. Part two of that question. Do you know what Wendy's is?
yeah. Restaurant,
What's
yeah,
your
of course.
what's your go-to meal at Wendy's?
Depends on how hungry I am. I might get a double with no onions, sandwich only, or a couple of the double cheeseburgers.
Ah, not an
No,
onion fan, hey?
no, it gives me heartburn. And then I'll usually take one of the buns off
Yeah,
so I don't eat all the bread.
less bun. That's a good way to do it. All right. Who would you rather work? Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, or Bruno Sammartino? And why?
I would say probably Hulk because it would be worth more money. You know what I mean? I don't know what the guys that wrestler Bruno got paid. I mean, I'm sure it was a lot, but
Yeah, just
I
older.
think Hogan might have been more.
Yeah.
I actually wrestled Flair. I tagged with him on a pay per view, and I wrestled him twice in two live event matches.
Did you?
That's
So
cool.
you obviously wrestled from a very young age. So what was your first kind of experience with like discovering wrestling on TV or?
All right. So it was a Saturday night's main event that I happened to see. I lived in rural Indiana, west of Indianapolis, and back then cable didn't go everywhere. We were out in the sticks, so we just had antenna TV. So I never saw anything on TBS, so I didn't see any WCW. Although I would go to the grocery store while my mom shopped, and I would look at the magazines. So I saw everybody in WCW or NWA or other places, but all I could really watch was WWF TV, and it was a Saturday night's main event. I think it was the second one that came out. That's the one where Uncle Elmer got married. I think Hulk wrestled Nikolai Volkov. Bulldogs wrestled. I think they wrestled. They wrestled Dream Team. They
Yeah.
wrestled. I think maybe. And I just watched it. And I was just in amazement at this.
Oh, was that the pay-per-view?
No, it was a Saturday's main event.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. No, I'm not sure who that would have been, but
It was shortly after WrestleMania 1.
were you big into the tag teams division at that time?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the Bulldogs were my favorite because they were muscular. They looked good. They did cool maneuvers together.
Yeah.
But not until I was wrestling, probably I don't know, past the year 2000, did I ever see Dynamite Kid in Japan. One of the other guys sent me a VHS of that, and that's when it blew my mind.
Oh,
And that's
wow.
like, oh my god! And then me and Doug Basham would try to copy all the same moves in the matches, but we weren't built the same as those guys were. You know, like they
Yeah.
had different centers of gravity, but we could try it, but it never looked as good on our videos.
I love how you guys passed VHSs around back then.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that's how you discover new wrestlers.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Right on.
Now it's so easy. People can just put it on YouTube.
Right, yeah. You can find anything on there now.
Oh my God! So we're talking Midwest All Pro Wrestling, right?
Yeah.
When I had a YouTube channel, and I had all the shows and all the matches, but being it was a training school, I tried to put some matches. I downloaded them and put it on there that I thought were good training matches, and one was a Dynamite Kid versus Tiger Mask. New Japan Pro Wrestling flagged me 3 times. I lost the channel.
Oh, that's when you were like just starting this YouTube channel?
This
or
was
years ago?
in 2013 when I started that one, and I had all the Midwest All Pro live events and
Yeah.
things that we did on there.
Yeah. Do you still have to be careful with what you post then?
I let my main man Von Lilas do it. I don't
Yeah.
care.
He figures it out.
I just posted a match from 2002. I think it was 2002. Me and John Cena wrestling in OVW, but it was a dark match at the end of the night. So WWE doesn't own it.
Oh,
Yay!
Yay.
One match.
So I like to do a few fun this or that questions. So just tell me which one you gravitate towards more. Sorry if there's cat hair flying everywhere. That's my cat. All right. After school detention or honor roll student were you?
I was a solid B plus student that really didn't study, but I would just pay attention in class.
That's good enough. If I got 50%, my mom was happy. You just got to pass.
Yeah.
Booking matches for your own promotion or WWE main event?
What do you mean?
Like, what would mean more to you? Being in the WWE main event or booking matches for your own promotion?
Oh, they were both equally fun, but the WWE paid a lot better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Would you rather a learning disability or a torn ACL?
Okay, I feel like I had both.
Fair. You can still make it work, people. Sunshine State living or bluegrass state roots?
Kentucky's getting pelted with snow right now, so I'm gonna have to say Florida. Although my heart is in Kentucky.
Yeah, I know. Everywhere's getting snow right now. It's wild. I was like, you almost look like you have snow, but it's your fan.
Yeah.
It's a fake vision. WCW or WWE?
Definitely WWE. WCW was I didn't know anybody, and like there were 2 distinct locker rooms. There was the top guy locker room and the underneath guy locker room.
Yeah.
So it's not like there was tension, but maybe I was perceiving tension because I didn't know anybody.
Yeah. Do you still watch the current product today?
Not really, but I can't get away from it on social media, so I'll see all the highlights.
Yeah, exactly. Same with me. You always know what's going on. Did you watch Cena's last match then?
No.
No. All right, my last this or that question is sticking to a character with controversy or more traditional wrestling persona?
Just like Eric Bischoff's book, Controversy Equals Cash.
This is true. Yeah. And that concludes my this or that. So we wrap this up fairly fast. I have no more questions for you, but is there anything that you would like to plug? Any upcoming events or merchandise you have?
Yeah, on the YouTube channel, Eugene Behind the Scenes. That's what I put a lot of the effort into, and I'm still out there putting on spandex and baby oil on the weekends.
Woohoo!
If you want to book Eugene, the email is eugenequestions@gmail.com, I think.
Right on. So are you traveling all over still for wrestling?
Yeah, where am I going here? Actually, I'm coming to British Columbia on February the 14th.
Oh,
Love is
wow.
a pile
Is that your
driver.
next one?
Yeah, Love is a pile driver. That's
Oh,
the name of the show.
Oh, I don't even know. What promotion is that?
I never know the
Forget.
promotion's name. It's
Oh,
in
I'm gonna
like
have to
Abbotsville or Abbotsford.
Abbotsford.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it might be All Star Wrestling.
Yeah, maybe that sounds right.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm in Orlando. I'm in Michigan. I'm in Hazard, Kentucky. Like you said, the big event with my main man, Eric Bishop, Eric Sims, ESS. I'm in Pikeville, Kentucky. And
He's all over the place.
allegedly, I'll be in Vegas on Mania weekend,
Oh,
tentatively.
I'm gonna be there too, but not at the convention. My sister's just so happens to be getting married that weekend. So I'm like,
Cool.
yeah, but I'll definitely, hopefully I'll see you March. I'll come say hello and maybe we could get a little on the spot interview if you have time. That would be awesome.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for being here today. It was awesome to connect with you. Everyone, thank you for joining us in the Dollhouse. That wraps up episode number 13 of Dirt with the Doll. And please remember to subscribe to X Brand Wrestling. Follow my friend Eugene. Pick up some merch. Watch his YouTube channel. And remember to sign the Dynamite Kid for Hall of Fame petition because that's what this is all about, is keeping my dad's legacy alive. Thank you so much. Bye.